This is the story of a little girl from a quiet village in India who captured the world's attention, not because of something she did, but because of the way she suffered. Roona Begum was born in 2009 in Jarania village, in the northeastern Indian state of Tripura. From the moment she was born, it was clear that something was wrong. Her head was unusually large, and as she grew, it kept growing at a frightening pace. Doctors diagnosed her with hydrocephalus, a serious neurological condition in which fluid accumulates in the brain, causing extreme swelling of the skull. While hydrocephalus is not unheard of, Roona's case was one of the most severe seen anywhere in the world. At one point, her head measured more than 90 centimeters in circumference, nearly double the average size for her age. Roona's parents, Fatima Khatun and Abdul Rahman, were poor. Abdul worked as a laborer in a brick factory, earning just enough to feed his family. The idea of expensive medical treatment was far beyond their reach, but they loved Roona deeply and did everything they could to care for her, despite overwhelming odds. Then, in 2013, when Roona was about 3 years old, her life took a dramatic turn. A photographer named Arindam Day visited her village and saw her for the first time. He took powerful, haunting photographs of Roona that were later published by international media. The images showed a fragile little girl with an enormous head, lying helplessly in a tiny hut. The world was stunned. Within days, the photos went viral. Roona's face appeared in headlines across continents. People were shocked, heartbroken, and moved to action. Donations began to pour in from individuals and organizations around the world. Thanks to this global attention, Fortis Memorial Research Institute, a private hospital near Delhi, offered to treat Roona for free. With her parents by her side, Roona was flown across the country to receive life-saving care, something that once seemed impossible. Over the next few years, Roona underwent multiple complex surgeries. Doctors drained the excess fluid from her brain and inserted a shunt to prevent further buildup. They also performed cranial reconstruction to reshape her skull. These procedures helped reduce the size of her head significantly. Her condition improved, and for the first time, she was able to sit up, smile, and respond to those around her. Her parents were overwhelmed with hope. For them, every small milestone, a smile, a word, a movement, was a miracle. But the challenges never really went away. Roona's body remained fragile. She had developmental delays and ongoing medical needs. Her family returned to their village, where they continued to care for her with limited resources, trying to manage her condition as best as they could. Then, in June 2017, tragedy struck. She had difficulty in breathing. On the evening of June 18, 2017, Roona suddenly lost consciousness at home. Her parents tried to help her, but there was no time. She died before they could reach the hospital. Roona Begum passed away just months before her 6th birthday. Her death was a heartbreaking end to a story that had once symbolized hope. Yet, Roona's short life had already left a lasting mark, not just on her family, but on millions of strangers who had followed her journey from afar. In 2020, her story was told in a deeply moving documentary titled Rooting for Roona, released by Netflix. Directed by Pavitra Chalam and Akshay Shankar, the film offers a raw and emotional look into Roona's life, from her early days in the village to her surgeries in the city. It captures not just her medical journey, but also the human story behind it. A family's struggle, a mother's unconditional love, and a little girl's quiet strength. The documentary does not glamorize or dramatize her condition. Instead, it honors her reality, her pain, her joy, and her bravery. Roona's story reached people not because she was famous or powerful, but because her suffering was impossible to ignore. She became a symbol of the many children around the world who live with rare conditions in silence, without access to basic health care. More importantly, she reminded us what it means to care. For a child, for a stranger, for a cause bigger than ourselves. Even though Roona lived a short life, she made an unforgettable impact. She showed the world what it means to fight, to hope, and to love in the face of overwhelming adversity. She may have been just one child from a remote village, but in the hearts of millions, Roona became something far more. A voice for the voiceless. A reminder of how far compassion can travel, and a legacy that continues to live on.